Hi everyone, Sariana van As here with another art journaling tutorial for Stencil-Art. All products used in this video will be listed at the end of the video and are available at www.stencilart.co.za. This image fascinated me ever since I saw it in the summer brochure of poetry. I scanned the image into my photo editing program and changed the color and wiped out the background. I resized it and made a laser print. I applied Omni-Gel transfer medium over the front of the image with a foam brush. Any gel medium will work. Let each layer dry naturally and completely in between. Also change the direction of the application each time from up and down to side and up and down again. I applied 3 layers. Do not try to speed up the process by drying each layer with a heat gun, as this makes the image quite brittle and easily tears when removing the paper. Spray water on the back of the image and carefully wipe away the paper. I used a soft brush to wipe away some of the smaller pieces of paper. The more paper you remove, the clearer the image will become. As this is a time-consuming process, and to keep the video within my time constraint, I'm not showing you all the footage of this process. Apply bundled sage, evergreen bow and pine needles distress ink with an ink blending tool to the background. Spray water on the dot stamp from the Dilutions basic background stamp set and randomly stamp on the background. This will create some subtle dots to the background where the distress inks react to the water. Use the flower and stem images from the Dilutions How Does Your Garden Grow stamp set and stamp with Barn Door and Salty Ocean distress ink. Spray with water to create some interesting blending. Remember, this ink is not permanent and will always reactivate with any medium that is applied on top of it. Use the Festive Berries distress stain to create blotches on the page by dabbing it randomly on the background. Apply Lemon Heritage 3D Crystal Acrylic to the background with a rubber kitchen basting tool to create texture. This 3D Crystal Acrylic is transparent and quite thick. It is also very glossy and tends to stick pages in your journal together. That is why I will always use this medium in my bottom layers or add matte medium on top. Dab some mowed lawn and mustard seed distress stain on a craft sheet and mix with white gesso. Apply with a brayer to the background to mute the bright colors. My background images was disappearing, so I wiped some of the gesso away with a baby wipe while it was still wet. Apply mowed lawn and mustard seed distress stain to the background and blend with some water and a paintbrush. I sprayed my background with white linen Dilutions ink spray from a distance. This thin layer of white ink will blend with the distress stains underneath. Use a baby wipe and wipe some of the dilution spray away through the loopy flower stencil. Cut out the image of the girl and use the Butterfly 3 stencil to mask off parts of the wings that will be behind the fairy with masking tape. Apply Faber-Castell glass bead glitter gel through the detailed part of the stencil and leave to dry naturally, as this gel medium tends to bubble and stay sticky when dried with a heat tool. As the gel becomes dry, it will turn transparent. Attach the image with Heritage 3D contour paste. I used a thick layer of medium as I wanted to lift the fairy off the page a bit. This was a mistake as there was lots of air trapped underneath the image, and it took quite a long time to dry. Apply a layer of matte medium to seal the background and all the water-soluble mediums. This will enable me to add more layers without worrying about the mediums underneath. I wipe the matte medium and the mix of Distress ink from the wings of the fairy with a baby wipe. Use the Butterfly 3 stencil and Ranger liquid pearls in white opal to paint in the rest of the wings. Add subtle color to the image with Faber-Castell Big Brush pens. This ink is transparent, easy blendable and permanent once dry. Create a glass-like effect to the wings by applying Heritage 3D Crystal Acrylic in glass with a paintbrush. Add Ranger liquid pearls in lavender lace to the wings to create a delicate change in color as the light catches the wing. Use the big brush pens to add color to the wings. I constantly wipe my fingers on a baby wipe so that the colors do not blend together. Also add some diamond Ranger stickles to the raised areas of the wings. Add a border of flowers with the Cherry Blossom stencil and Barn Door Distress paint. Apply a thin layer of paint with a stencil brush. Add dimension and subtle change of color to the flowers by lightly dabbing spiced marmalade and mustard seed distress paint to the center of the flowers. Use the Cherry Blossom stencil and add leaves to the page with Posca paint pens. Also add interest to the flowers and the leaves with Posca paint pens. These pens are water-based acrylic paints and is opaque and permanent once dry. Add shading around the images with big brush pens. Write the quote along the stem of the flower with a black pentel brush pen. The quote is quite small and reads, "Those who do not believe in magic will never find it. Roald Dahl." Adding a last couple of final touches. Lastly, add the date. Thank you so much for joining me.